Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Movie Files. Morgan and I are here to give you our thoughts as well as review for the Netflix film Gerald's Game. So, was it a good Stephen King adaptation? Was it not? You guys are about to find out. Alrighty, so Netflix has dropped a bomb on us. Gerald's Game for Morgan and I. We saw the trailer a couple weeks ago. I think the marketing started when it was around, which is great marketing because again, it was a huge tidal wave of great positivity. So we saw the trailer on, I believe it was like a Facebook trailer.
Facebook, yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, sure, it looks interesting. Whenever it comes out,
I was excited.
you were excited about it. Whenever it comes out, sure, we'll check it out. And out of nowhere, it came out. We saw, as you guys saw our previous review for Flatliners, left a pretty, you guys can check out that review, but it left a pretty sour taste in our mouths, and we were looking for something to kind of clean our palate. So we watched it, we turned it on,
same day,
press play, and boy, did it blow us away. I'll just jump in.
Although I wish I wouldn't have watched it right before I went to bed.
I'll jump in with my initial thoughts. So, if you guys aren't familiar with the story, it is a Stephen King adaptation, which can be hit or miss for many years. The last few years, you have a movie. Most recently, It, phenomenal, and then just a couple months before that, you had a movie that wasn't the biggest hit, which was The Dark Tower. So it's hit or miss with some of these Stephen King adaptations, but this was definitely a swing out of the park. If you guys aren't familiar with it, it deals with a husband and wife kind of energizing, spicing up the relationship. They go out to a lake house. The husband has a unfortunate event which leaves the wife handcuffed to a bedpost, which
and the
kind of
husband
leads.
is dead.
Yeah, which the husband is dead. If you guys saw the trailer, you guys would know that, so it's not a spoiler. So my initial thoughts again were, I love going into Netflix, scrolling down, looking for movies to see, and you forget that a movie's coming out and it's right then and there, and it just hits you so hard in a good way. I just love when that happens, and I just overall initial thoughts. It was an incredible film, well done, well shot, great dialogue. I mean, the thing that this film accomplished is you essentially have one main character, one main through line. You have one setting, and they were able to accomplish what many films have a hard time doing, which is getting you involved. Getting you feeling for the characters, feeling for what's going on at the edge of your seat. Some moments that just cringeworthy. I mean, it's just I can't talk more positively about this movie. I mean, what is your initial thoughts, Morgan?
I thought it was brilliant. Like I said, I was excited when I saw the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be just a really great psychological thriller.
Right.
So I was pretty pumped.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like Elliot said, I didn't know when it was coming out. And then Elliot's like, "Oh, it's on Netflix. It actually came out today." So we watched it last night, and it was so good.
Yeah.
I think like Elliot hit it right on the head. It can be a little tricky when you just have pretty much one main character, and then throughout the movie, she really was in one room. She was in the same spot the majority of the movie. So I think that can be very tricky to really do something great with that, but they really did. It was incredible. It was really good. I loved it. It's definitely something that I would want to watch again.
So jumping into a little bit more details, and we'll avoid spoilers here for this video, guys, but, jumping into what you were just saying, more about what you like with the story as far as, things that you can talk about without spoiling it.
Yeah, I think that it was a really great story of self-discovery, as well as just finally fighting your own demons.
Right.
And what I really loved about it was how relatable it was. There were a lot of hard moments to watch in the movie. The relationship with her father, being one, her family life, that was hard to watch. But things like this are happening. And also, with her relationship with her husband, as Elliot said, and you get this in the trailer as well, they're trying to spice up their marriage. It's kind of, lost. They've kind of been, they're not really loving one another anymore.
Right.
In the trailer, you also get kind of a hint that, maybe he's a little too much, a little too harsh, and she's just like, she doesn't know who he is anymore. So that was very relatable, the storyline with her family, and then also the storyline with her husband. I think a lot of people can relate to that. And yeah, I thought it was a really good movie. I was was scared in the movie. Like I was, it just kind of gave me the creeps. Some parts.
And I'll just pick up where Morgan left. I mean, that's where really it shined for me is, being able to create those feelings of being scared for the character, putting yourself in that position. The film really explores inner demons and battling your thoughts. What would you do if you were in this situation? Which I still would. I don't know. I would just sleep forever. I don't know. But it was just a really good diving deep into a character and into their mindset.
And you fell in love with Jessie. Like you felt a connection to her. You wanted her to to make it. You really did. You really felt for her character. It was beautifully done. Yeah, I mean, and again, kind of touching on scenes. So as Morgan kind of mentioned in her positive, there is a particular story beat or storyline that's explored in this film, which deals with we had flashbacks. So we weren't, like I said, initially, it wasn't all in one room, but the majority of the film took place in one room. But we were brought to a flashback scene, which dealt with a subject matter that can be very sensitive and very uncomfortable, which deals with child molestation and abuse. And I thought this film, not that saying it was done perfectly, but I'm saying what they did, how they shot those sequences and how they were able to portray those moments were done phenomenally. It really, really gave you more feelings for the main character and gave you more compassion for what's going on, and just really, like Morgan was saying, really you were rooting for the character to really overcome a lot of her demons. But again, there's a couple scenes in the film that were really hard to watch, and they pulled it off phenomenally, which kind of is another positive. Is Mike Flanagan. Hit or miss with him. He had some movies that we've seen. I think he did a Netflix movie a couple years ago called Hush that we've seen, which was okay. What was that? Ouija, the second one, better than the first, but still hit or miss. But this one was, like I said, a swing, it was good. Home run. Again, like I said up top, it can be 50-50 or hit or miss with Stephen King adaptations, because he writes phenomenal books. He has a phenomenal catalog, and some of these directors come in and do it. They take their vision and kind of don't do justice to the characters of the book, but this one, and we haven't read the book. That is something I'll say. We haven't read the book, but I'm interested in reading it, because the movie did a phenomenal job. It's really making you care for the characters and really feel invested. So and one other thing that I liked, not spoiling it, but there is a character that they do introduce called the Moonlight Man. And I just loved, like, it had you kind of rocking back and forth. Is this in her mind? Is this real? And I really liked the way that they answered your question at the end of the movie and kind of tied everything together. She writes a letter to her younger self and reveals everything in that. And I just thought that was so awesome. So the Moonlight Man scared the shit out of me. I actually had a hard time going to sleep. I woke up out of my sleep because I was thinking about the Moonlight Man. And it's mostly because of this one here, tried to scare me even more. So definitely, maybe don't watch it before bed.
Oh no, do so, because they'll leave you even more.
Well, don't watch it with someone like him. That's gonna scare you.
Yeah. So I mean, kind of wrapping up this video here, we have nothing but great things to say. I mean, negatively wise or things that didn't work well for the film, I really can't think of any. Again, beauty of Netflix. We'll watch it again and kind of pick it a little bit more in depth, but. Only thing I can say is really, I really wanted to learn more from the characters at the end. Again, we're not spoiling anything, but I just really wanted to kind of continue to see where our character kind of goes off after this, incident.
Yeah, but, and I can side with you in some ways, but on the flip side, I do think that they closed it up nicely, which with so many different elements in a movie like that, it can be hard to do. Right. So I think that they really hit the nail on the head there and did a very nice job.
Like I said, that isn't a negative. I'm literally.
You just like the character. That's all it was. Like you liked Jessie, and he also had a crush on her when she was in Watchmen. So I think that that alluded actress, to that. The actress that alluded to that probably a little more. But anyway, you really liked the character.
Yeah, it was a well done film, man. Guys, check it out. It's on Netflix now. Came out yesterday. Check it out today, tomorrow, throughout the weekend. Binge it. It was great. I'm so glad that Netflix did. The platform they presented it in, I think it would have hit as well as it did. If it was maybe done on a feature film level, they might have thrown more money at it than it should have needed, and it would have maybe colluded the storyline and done some unnecessary stuff. So I thought, the platform that it was presented in was phenomenal, which is through
Netflix has done such a phenomenal job, really just stepping their game up over the past few years. Like Netflix originals, sometimes they're a miss, but for the most part, they have some really good stuff on there.
So I mean, our final thoughts. If we were to rate it, it is a film. I would give it honestly probably right now. Off my initial thoughts from seeing it last night, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5.
Okay, I was gonna say the same thing. I would give it a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it, and I will say, you giving it a 5 out of 5. It means a lot. Probably a lot more than my 5 out of 5 because he is a hard person to really capture and captivate throughout the whole movie, but he enjoyed it.
It kept you glued on from start to finish, which again, hats off to all the creators.
And they fed you everything just in the right timing. Like they gave you just enough, and then they gave you more. It was timed very well.
Comedic moments, again, scary so there, and we're gonna wrap up here, but there's a particular scene. You guys will know what scene I'm talking about when you see the film. And like Morgan said, I'm very hard to make me uncomfortable as far as certain things that can go on in movies. But there's a scene that involves our main character trying to get out of the handcuffs, and boy,
it was almost a scene that belonged in the movie Saw. Like it just was.
Saw could not capture, because again, you care for the characters, and Saw sometimes you don't care for the characters. It was just like you felt Jesse's pain. But anyway, finishing up, guys, we can't say more good things about this film. I mean, we can, but we'll be here for hours. But this was a phenomenal film. Regardless if it's a Netflix, I know sometimes people don't look at Netflix's film, but it
was good.
Pukaki. It is a phenomenal movie, guys. Check it out. Stream it now when you guys get a chance. We want to know what you guys also think about the film. Those that saw it. If you've read the book, how does it compare to the movie that Netflix presented us with? Is it on the same level? Did it provide you with more things that the book didn't do, or did vice versa? Did the book offer things that the movie didn't really offer? So I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. Again, thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and like and share this video, as well as subscribe to our channel. Follow us on our Facebook page. We have our Facebook is at Movie Files. We'll be back
Instagram, not Facebook.
I'm sorry, on Instagram. Yeah, sorry, my social media is all over the place. So yes, on our Instagram at Movie Files. We'll be back pretty soon. We have our October movie/TV show bucket list hitting tomorrow for you guys, so you can get an idea what we're excited about for October. And then again, too, with September wrapping up here, we had some good movies that we saw that you guys can check out. Some other reviews from It, Kingsman, and his Flatliners, and then also Gerald's Game. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.